Hi, Marcella from Camera Heritage Farm, Growing Zone 5B6. It's closer to Growing Zone 6 here in Hamilton, Ontario. Organic farming only, and I'm farming nature as much as I am flowers. Well, more nature than flowers, so it seems. Anyway, we're getting there. So these grapevines, my dad planted 60 years ago, 60 some odd years ago, and they are just a Concord, and they're actually my favorite. They're doing exceptionally well. I moved them from over there along with the currants that I think I've shown you before, which are down there beside the echinacea. And these ones are Pinot Grigio, and I've struggled with them for several years, so they are coming out this year. I'm done. Um, I did a little bit better this year with my vegetable garden. My music garlic, that's okay. Better than nothing. I'll have some good garlic throughout the winter. Next year, I hope to sell them on my farm stand. It's the only peppers I got in. Have tomatoes everywhere on the farm, so they'll also be available on the farm stand. We have some carrots. I know it looks sad, but it's better than it was last year. Um, Broccoli. Now, the broccoli heads are not developing, but I love the stems and making them into a salad even more than the actual broccoli heads. These are my the really, really sought after lemon chiffon peony, definitely specialty. Beautiful combination of weeds and garlic. My haskell's, which all the birds enjoyed this year. I had a few. I was happy with that. And that's it. I'm not unhappy with what got accomplished. I didn't put much effort, but I got something out of it. So that's my vegetable garden. So this is all the equipment that I actually got to use this year, and I have to tell you, it's going to be a real game changer. We planted about 1,200 seedlings in about 10 minutes. It would have taken us 3 to 4 days. Anyway, I'm glad that I experimented on it. It was a good experiment, and I finally had the guts to pull off my rototiller and yeah, try some of this equipment out. Okay, so this is where I had all the campanula. I love the campanula in the springtime, but as the weather heated up, the performance was less than favorable. The flowers don't have a long vase life, so this is a crop that I will be pulling as soon as the weather heats up, like 70. They'll be gone, and I can utilize this space a lot better. Um, ooh, it's soaking here. Okay, I've got a leak. Something to fix. Let's just turn this. All right. Oh, there's always 1,000 things, moving parts on the farm. There's always leaks. There's always things to do. Okay, these sunflowers you have to look at. Oh my word. So this is seed that I saved from last year. And last year I grew Chianti, which is a pro-cut single flower. I also grew these multi-stemmed sunflowers. So they cross-pollinated, and it is the most gorgeous combination that I have seen. It's so rich, it's so luscious. It reminds me of a Madeiran garnet, which back in my days when I was a gem cutter was very coveted. That's, I might give it my own new name. So maybe the Madeiran. It also has some double petals as well. So that's a nice thing. There's some more up here that are even, well, maybe about the same darkness, but the bees love them. They're gorgeous. And this patch you saw last time, we did do some weeding. I have to organize the whole thing. I want to put rudbeckia down one entire row because it's gorgeous for wedding photos. It makes a beautiful backdrop, and it's an incredibly useful flower this time of the year. Tomatoes from Italy. There's a patch down there that is an experiment. pretty happy with most of it. We'll be not repeating some of it. And as mentioned, this whole section, I have to dig out all of the useful perennials. And unfortunately, I have to put them under plastic because there's no other way to grow them. The grass is horrendous. Anyway, let's take a look at the hoop house. Again, it was an experiment. Lots of experimenting this year. I won't do that again. All in all, it was a bit of a waste of space, but I'm really glad that I did this. These are the zinnias that I bred last year. They're showing some beautiful promise. They love the hoop house. They've already been cut to produce long, multiple stems. And I simply wanted to fill up the holes. I hate having vacant holes because that means the weeds are going to grow. So it's a pretty thing to look at. The marigolds, these Lisianthus survived the winter. So it shows some promise if I give it a little bit better winterization. And this is the Salvia or Veronica. It starts again really nice in the spring, but as the heat comes, it's not something I want to keep. It'll all come out. It'll go in my wildflower garden. And this is my absolute favorite. This is Black Pearl, Lisianthus. Again, it's a survivor from last year. I am breeding some of my own Celosia. Super excited about that. And they're just starting here. So they're all very soft colors. I mean, look at the color on that. You can't, oh my God, they're gorgeous. So that's what's going on in the hoop house. Pretty happy with it. Again, I really learned a lot. I know what not to do next year and what I'm going to do next year. It's going to be Lisianthus and my Celosia. But look at the colors on this. Isn't that gorgeous? They grow quite tall, so they're going to be gorgeous. Okay, we're running out of time today, so I'm going to invite you to part 2. I'll give you an update again, the things that worked, the things that didn't work. However, the dahlias, which I got in another 2 months late, are actually at the first few flowers. So that always makes you feel validated for all the work that you put in. We really got so far this year. We put down all the landscaping cloth underneath the drip line. Up until then, it was all weeds. So now we can plant in this section as well. It's not wasted. Believe it or not, Amaranthus is hiding in between all this grass. I'm going to plant something completely different. It's mostly to do with the spacing. I'm going to do 3 rows of Amaranthus and then the one width for the push lawnmower. It's motorized, so it's so easy to use, and that'll keep the grass in between. I won't do seedlings with that because it's way too much work. Sunflowers are doing well. Probably we'll see the first ones in about 3 weeks, so look out for our farm stand. And they are not the typical sunflowers. They're all double blooming. They're gorgeous and they have a really good vase life. You can see they're growing well up there. And then, you know what? We'll see you next week for the tour. Hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.